Good morning, or evening, or afternoon, or wherever you guys are today. Welcome to State of the Economy, and it's going to be for today's date. What is today's date, actually? I forgot. 7th of August, okay? So, the market's been going a bit crazy lately, okay? The market has been going a bit crazy lately. I'm at Slime Island just getting ready for, the one-time event to get your free basically accessories and basically ability stones and stuff like that, and gems, especially gems, because given that you can sell them on the AH for quite a bit of a pretty penny. Now let's just talk about a few things which are pretty awesome and pretty funny in the market as well. But I want to give you a new concept, okay? So new concept recently, or not really a new concept. People have been doing it for quite a while, and that's what you call the bussing, okay? So you can see here a lot of buses and people doing this as well. And a lot of people left a lot of comments as well in my previous videos, which I really appreciate, by the way, guys. Really, really helps out quite a bit. And, the worst part was when I was having my personal problems, like the anxiety issues that I've talked about on stream previously, my channel was really blowing up, and I really didn't like that, like when it was blowing up, because I really couldn't give back to you guys, because you guys help me out so much by, watching the videos, subscribing to the channel and stuff like that as well, because I really want my YouTube stuff to be monetized, so I can really put more. Well, not that I don't already put more effort into it, but I'm getting something out of my effort that I am putting into it. Okay, even also the tips and stuff like that really do help. But at the end of the day, I think you guys know, and I know, everyone else knows that at the end of the day, that moolah is most of the things that keep the world going. Now, I'm not saying I'm just gonna be a money grabbing piece of shit and like advertise like every little thing under the sun on my channel. You guys know I don't do that. But to keep this content going, I'm gonna be able to see some sort of endpoint or something being worth something as well. Now, my compendium series is going off pretty well as well. That's just mainly to get people to Lost Ark and stuff like that and make it seem like a good game. And that's just to help the Lost Ark ecosystem overall, considering a lot of the negative stuff that happens on the forum and stuff like that as well. There's going to be a lot of positive and a lot of people passionate to get into the game. But anyways, you guys are not here for that. You guys are here for state of the economy and how the economy is going at the moment. Now, I've got to say the buses, I've been noticing the buses have been getting to that 2k mark and now going back down to 1.6k and 1.5k. If for Argos, I'm going to say this is going to continue. I think the Argos bus price is going to go back down to 1314, what it was before patch. Before it was getting to 1819 because a lot of people want to be bust through, given the Hyper Express event, raising prices. But you can see here, there's a lot of busting. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's going to come to a point where there's too many buses and not enough customers, okay? There is going to come to that point, and just be aware of that as well. As guildies will, where, share runs instead, and also a lot of the 1370s will become 1400s and will no longer need the bus to begin with. So those are the things you got to watch out for as well. Now, with the Legion raids, there are still, obviously, they're all still buses, but Voltan has gone down quite a bit. Like you can see here, 1000G for hard mode Voltan. And also, not to mention as well, Voltan, funnily enough, is soloable, okay? But they do two mans, and basically it's pretty cheap. It's a free 6k gold. A lot of people do these Voltan buses and stuff like that as well, because A, the carriers get 3k gold each, and B, you get like, I think it's like 3.3k from the enough gold from the Phingos, and only pay 1000G, and you're riding away. You get more gold to cover the cost basically. But you can see here is that there's a few buses here, so 1000G and the buses and stuff like that has been becoming a bit of a norm with Voltan. So Voltan busing isn't that profitable at the moment compared to Argos. Like, it's a 3k buffer, but 3k is not like, it's not a drop in the ocean. It's 3k extra on top of the stuff you get from Voltan. Not to mention as well, with Voltan busting as well, if you guys are unaware of it, Voltan busting, you do need Purify, and you get that Purify from 5 Ignia, so you do need to do that quest, so make sure you do that. Now, with Vicus busting's been on normal and high, so you can see here 4000G, 6000G. I saw these at like 7k G before as well, but you don't see many buses of this around. Now, the reason why I'm talking about busing, so what is busing? So you guys may know in the comments like what busing is, but some people just completely don't even understand the concept. Busing is basically carrying people, okay? It's like, looking for carry, blah, blah, blah. That is basically busing. And the reason why it makes money is because people, they get them to pay gold, whether by buying gem off an auction house or buying, or sending them gold directly. It increases the amount of gold that you get from runs. So that gold planner, how I advertised it previously. So instead of getting, let's say, 9k gold, you get 15k gold instead. Let's just say you do a Vicus bus. You need 4 people to do a Vicus bus generally. And then basically it's 6k each. You get 24k, split it between each other. You get 6k on top of the gold that you get, which allows you to purchase more of the orange books, which allows you to get the 5x free, which prepares you for Cuckle Sidem. Okay? That's pretty much like the gist of the game. If you guys, are understanding it right, that's what you're trying to aim for, and that's what a lot of people are trying to aim for with these bosses as well. And to do some of these bosses, it can be quite difficult, and you do need battle items, and you need a lot of patience and practice to set it up. So with bossing, Voltan bossing isn't like, Voltan is pretty easily solvable. Like he is one of a personal responsibility, and you can do it by yourself and beat the Berserk time as well on hard mode. Vikings is a bit harder. You need 4 people definitely for it. And also Argos is so a bit more in demand. And I would say you probably should be doing your Argos bussing, your Voltan bussing if you want to, and your Vikings bussing if you want to as well. And make sure you get repeat customers. There are various Discords on the servers. I'm on Voltan. There's a server there as well. There are also NA West, NA East, Europe, you name it. There are Discords for bussing. I don't know any of the Discords. If anyone does know any of the Discords, comments below, put them in there. Now let's get what we're here for, okay? What we're here for is the market, okay? How's the market performing? So what I'll do is I'll add bussing, like a discussion of bussing into the market for you guys as well. But overall, we're going to go to the Mario Store. So Mario Store, first of all, Mario Store, I'm going to tell you right now, none of these are profitable. It's gotten a lot worse. So let's get to the currency exchange here. You can see it's getting a lot worse. It's gone from 810 to 959. I'm going to say right now, I was a bit wrong. I thought it would calm down a bit, but people are still buying gold, and it's gone absolute insanity, okay? Like, everyone is saying, not many people buy gold anymore because the prices are, not too high, but it's just like not worth the 3-day cooldown. Now, well, obviously, as you can see here, just basically people just pouring money into the game, and that crystals are high demand. And that's mainly because people are getting, like, rapport packs, maybe getting more crystalline aura and stuff like that as well. A lot of people are wondering, like, whether they should actually get crystalline aura now before it goes even higher. I'm not terribly too sure about that one, okay? Not terribly too sure about that, but the crystal prices are absolutely crazy at the moment. And that means, like, anything here is just not profitable. You're better off actually buying an AH of gold, which is the crazy part. So, like, if you're gonna, if you're gonna do anything, with your royal crystals, for example, you're just buying gold at this point. Just avoid the blue crystals if you can. But if you need to get this bad boy, I think you'll be paying quite a steep price. I think it's like 5k gold to get one of these, okay? Arguably, so if you do have 6 ults, it's like only 1 weekly run of the ults. And I say only 1 weekly, and you're just like, oh shit, yeah, it's quite steep. Now, overall, anything else? Nah, nothing else at the moment. Either way, as you guys can see here, the prices keep going up and up and up, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 1k this week. Okay, let's just get to the AH. AH, everyone loves it. Okay, let's just get to the pouches. And I'm going to say right now, the things that are selling is definitely not the pouches. The pouches, I'm going to say right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they've gone down. And, basically life shard pouches have gone up. And I'm surprised by this. I'm surprised that life shard pouches have gone up, because everything is 100% in tier 2. And everything is 100% in tier 1. But, as expected, tier 1 has recovered a bit. Like, has recovered quite a bit. And I'm actually a bit surprised by this, because even though they're 100%, people are still buying them. And it could be like just people rushing things through content, or just like nobody's selling them anymore, or nobody's doing the maps. It could be that as well. But either way, if you want to make a little tiny little profit, like if you get a legendary tier 1 map, you're looking at about 2k gold. If you get a legendary tier 2 map, you're looking at a bit more. You're looking at about 2.4k gold. And these are, you can get one of these per week. You can get 2 tier 2 maps and 2 tier 1 maps a week, basically, if you do all the risks perfectly. So you can get a tidy, you can get a tidy bunch of gold from these as well. So definitely look at them. I was a bit wrong. I thought honor shard pouches would get more expensive, but like seeming like they've pulled back a bit. But mainly because harmony shards and life shards have, increased significantly. Now let's take a look at the Leapstones. Okay, let's take a look at the Leapstones. Has anything happened here? I'm expecting the prices to go down, and they've just actually stayed steady. Honor Leapstones have gone down further. Life and harmony stones have gone down a bit further as well. Mainly, the main reason why great honor Leapstones and all Leapstones have gone down is that a lot of people stopped honing. Like, realistically, as I talked to Teku, one of my guildies, he basically said, plus 21 is where you stop. Okay? Like, as soon as you get plus 21, there is no reason to go further, because basically, Belshazzar comes out in December, maybe January, and that's when you start putting your fingers in, because basically, Belshazzar, she gives you 5 times the mats. Well, not 5 times the mats, but you pay 5 times the mats for a 10% chance, over paying 1/5 of the mats for 2%. You may think, hey, it's the same chance rate, but funnily enough, a 10% chance rate is a lot higher for 5 times the mats than it is for a one finger, unless you're really lucky, of course. It's a gambler's kind of finger here. Even though they're the same chance of occurring, you probably preferred a 10% chance over a 2% chance because 1 in 10 is, I guess, in the back of your head, it's probably easier to hit. So a lot of people aren't hitting that. Now, a lot of people probably got their alts up to 1370 now, so people will be more onto Great Honor Leapstones, and this is why Honor Leapstones have taken a big step back, is that nobody really needs them anymore. Harmony and Life Leapstones as well is probably the same thing as well. Now, let's take a look at stones, okay? Let's take a look at the Guardian Stones first of all, to see how they're going. Now, Guardian Stones, everything is 1G, okay? I said this was an inevitability that would go to 1G, and it has, okay? Because basically, a lot of people are getting to, 1400, 1415, 1385. They're getting there by Guardian Stones, okay? By armor. Like, my Deathblade is level 9 weapon and mixture of 13 and 12 armor, okay? That's just an example. It's not Destruction Stones that are holding people up. Now, we get to the Destruction Stones as well. You can see here they've dropped to 7G. Now, Destruction Stones, I feel like they're going to be, staying at 5G because a lot of people have these issues with Destruction Stones because there's not too many of them, and a lot of people do fail to weapons, and a lot of people do not do certain things with their weapons, which is use all your support mats for them, okay? Because they're the most expensive items that you've got. Talking about that, we're going to get to the Solars. Let's see how the Solars are going today. So, Solar Grace, 26G. It's staying there, okay? 61G, it's also staying there. It's actually dropped from 70G. Now, Solar Protections... Oh, actually, not 70G, sorry, 110G. Solar Protections have dropped back as well. Now they're, 115 compared to 166. To be fair, it is a Rift Day, and with Rift Days, these sell pretty cheaply because everyone puts it on the market to get a quick bit of gold. But overall, the support mats, for Tier 3 have dropped back a bit. Now, as I said, Tier 2, like I get to right now, Tier 2 and Tier 1 support mats just don't even bother. Like you can see here, Moon's Breath Tier 2 is nothing. It's all because, now that all the Tier 1 and Tier 2 are 100% success rates, so you don't need any of these at all. And that's just, unfortunate truth of it all. Now, we got a few other things as well we got to check out. We got to check out all the food. How is the food going at the moment? So we're going to look at Tier 3 food. And those are the food that you're probably going to be looking at the moment. And good thing that, Tier 3 food is clearly not marked. But I believe it is the herb steak. And you can see here, 283 for 10. It's gone up slightly from 273. You can cook these in your stronghold as well. The main reason why it's expensive is because you have to cook them in your stronghold. Now, one thing I'm going to highlight as well, especially for the people who make the arrayers, basically, the arrayers are actually at a very good price at the moment. Okay, the arrayers are at 10G each. It used to be 9G. Now, if you do get a few great successes and stuff like that as well on the arrayers, you might make a couple of bob here and there on it as well. If you've got, especially if you've got a lot of those as well, because you're going to be getting more and more of these because you need more and more of them to hone your material as well. So it might be a good idea to come into the market as well because the supply, obviously, there's no issue of supply. It's just basically the price is slowly going up at the moment. We can take a look at the other mats as well. We can take a look at the relics and stuff like that. Simple is at 9G as well. That's you can see the difference here as well. Like you probably prefer making a basic arrayer than simple at the moment. Now look at the array of relics and fish and stuff like that. It's starting to increase a bit. These are mainly higher because of the fact that they turn into food. If you want to get your Tier 3 fusion mats, excavating is probably the best way for it. Okay, because it's a lot cheaper and it's not used in anything else. Now, let's keep going to the next one. So, elemental HP potions. HP potions, I'm going to say, is probably going to be, roughly the same. Overall, as I said before, they're going to be expensive when a content is new and get less and less as content goes on because everyone, 2 shots or 3 shots uses less potions and stuff like that. And that's what's going to happen. Like, basically, even I've noticed a stockpile of potions where I made no potions this week and I still had like 90 left over on my Deadeye after Fingo as well. Now, engravings, I gotta say, Grudge is an interesting one, okay? Just in case you're wondering, guys, Grudge is a very interesting one this week because Grudge has dropped quite a bit. Now, Awakening is actually quite high price as well in the blue, so keep an eye out on that as well. Now, we're gonna go through... Whoops, wrong one. We're gonna go through this at the moment, but a lot of the class oranges are going up. Now, the reason for this is like in Korea, a lot of 5x3s have 3x of their class, okay? 3x of their class Fingo, or their Fingo, because you can't get class abilities on an ability stone, so it's actually better to get it on your equipable. So you got, 12 ignite and a 3 igniter elsewhere, okay, on a 5 3 piece. So it's what a lot of people have done. Even Deadeyes have done it with enhanced weapon, despite enhanced weapon being a pile of shit. They have done that. So you can see here, Ambush Masters dropped quite a bit. And I'm going to say, if you want to grab something quickly, like, a really good ability, especially if you're a back attacker, Ambush Master is definitely one of them. And there's a few other ones as well, a few good DPS ones that are quite low in value, like Master's Tenacity, quite low in value that you may want to pick up. But then again, at the same time, the accessory, hunting, if you go hunting for the better accessories, it might be a bit harder for you as well. But looking at this overall, like, basically a lot of the prices are coming down. Grudge is a big one. Grudge used to be the most expensive by far, and now it's, getting slowly cheaper over time. Now, I want to highlight something as well that we just saw just before, but the Awakening, I gotta say right now, the Awakening engraving recipes and stuff like that as well is pretty cheap on the rare, and I think rares, will be a look at as well. And you can get some rare engravings, you can farm them, and farm them and trade them in the lower Chaos Rifts. You can actually pick them out in the end. And I'll show you what I mean a bit later, but you can pick them out, and this is something that you may want to look at, is to, like, potentially use the blues, because some people do buy these because they need to buy them to get to 12 in the first place. So might be a bit of extra pocket money here for not too much effort at all. And that's, one of the things you want to take a look at. Overall, that's going to be it for now on this end. I guess, we can check out the pets as well. Or this is mainly for the swipers and stuff like that. So if you do swipe and you do use real gold and stuff like that, you can just put these on here and you get a fetch bit of bob here and there, especially if you desperately need gold. Same with skins as well. Like skins, same thing as well. You can just put them up there, and some people may pick them up off you as well. Now let's take a look at the AH as well. We'll just see how the AH is going at the moment. We'll just give you guys a grudge. We'll give you guys a bit of a enhanced weapon look at as well. And I'm going to say right now, it's still pretty much the same, especially if you're trying to get a 5-5. But I'm going to tell you guys something that you should do instead. Now, if you got your class to 12, like you got your class Pheons to 12, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you might as well just go for a free accessory on, let's say, for example, enhanced weapon. Wrong Thingo, by the way. The main reason why I say that is that this is an enhanced weapon plus 5s, and this is not even a good trait. Like, all of these are terrible traits until you get to one with Grudge. There's one with Grudge around here. See, KBW is really good, and Ambush Master is really good. Now, the reason why I say this, so let's put this to free, is because it gets a lot cheaper. So you see here, gets a lot cheaper. So you're not spending an absolute, goddamn bone on getting something that's free, okay? And if you get, like, something that's 5, like, say, for Adrenaline, of course, it's going to cost a lot expensive, but you can use that, okay? And that's what I'm, potentially probably going to use in the future, is to get the plus 12, and then buy, a decent plus 5. And bid on it, of course, just bid on it. And then you switch it around, got plus 3, and then you got Adrenaline here as well. And also, as you can see here, the Precise Dagger will be actually useful for something else now. But anyways, guys, class engravings are still very expensive on accessories. So if you do get one of a class engraving to either free or 5, especially a free, you can actually just put it up in the market. And you probably get a backbone for it as well. Especially if you get a plus 5 and another talent that they definitely use. Now, overall, as well with Ability Stones, I gotta say right now, Ability Stones, all the DPS ones are still very, very popular. Like, for example, if you get anyone with Grudge and you get, like, Cursed Doll Grudge, I think that's probably the most expensive one. Because it's both DPS kind of thing, it'll be very, 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 very expensive. And probably your ideal trait. Now, with buying stuff on the market, the sucky part is you've got to be very, very careful with your Pheons. And Pheons are being made more and more expensive, given the fact that the crystal prices are going up, and the only way you can purchase Pheons is via crystals. So be very, very careful with that as well. Now, I'll give you an example of what I mean by Pheons, as we just, just back off here, basically. But you can see here, for 100 Pheons, you need to pay 850 crystals, and that's a ton. Okay, that is absolute ton. And, let me go through it in the store as well. If I could spell it correctly. But you can see here with Pheons, it costs, you get 10, 10 crystals, you get, you can get 10 for crystals, you get 30, and you get 100 for this. I guess say right now, if you want to buy anything huge, 30 should be enough for one piece of gear, and that's about 3k gold. So be aware of that as well. You can convert these into blue crystals instead if you want to do so, but just be aware that you want to be very, very careful of what you're purchasing, pretty much. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for State of Economy today. If you guys enjoyed it, now we're going to add a new, segment, as I said before, with busing to see how much bus prices are, because people have requested it. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you guys later. Peace out. Bye. Oh, yeah. Wait a second. I do stream on Twitch, Twitch TV/OnlyJoshin. Thanks for watching the entire video. And also like, comment, subscribe.